Shoshana, you're here?
Hey, I'm just turning my computer on so that I can share screen and stuff. Hang on. Hey, Jordana, I miss you. When are you coming to Israel? Come on over.
I'm here. I'm here.
Hey. No, you're
I'm
not.
gonna.
My
Yes, I
computer
am.
on no, so you're not. I didn't see you. Where are you? Hey,
Right
Jordana,
now.
until I see it. Where are you? I miss you.
During the week, I am in Yerushalayim, and on Shabbos, I'm in Ramat Beit Shemesh.
I live here. Excuse me. When are we hanging out?
Are you in Ramat Beit Shemesh?
Yes.
Good.
Okay,
So
Shoshana, we're
I'm
on
speaking to
live.
Shabbos.
We're on live. Let's start HaAm, and we'll talk later.
Okay, I need to turn on my Zoom on the computer so I can share screen, and it's being very slow.
Okay, so I can share right now. You can start
All right,
the
you get started. You get started. Hang on. I need to do the Tehillim. I need to get it. On Chabad.org, right?
Shoshana, I'll share screen. Go ahead, start.
Okay, but hang on. You did the Tehillim on Chabad.org?
We're going to start with our kavana, that we are in gratitude to Hashem. Baruch Hashem, Bezrat Hashem, we're going to be zocheh to the geula.
Okay, here, chapters 1. Right, Karen, why don't I hear you? Do you use Chabad.org for Tehillim? I did it I did it once.
Yeah.
So I'm not professional at this.
Yes.
Wait, are you sharing screen?
I'll share screen. Yeah. I'm going to share screen. So I just want to start with the intention. Give me 1 second. Putting it up. So our intention with Lev HaAm is that we always want to start to daven b'Shem, that Shem Shamayim should be revealed to the world. Malchut Bet David, Mashiach Tzidkenu should be revealed to the world. Bezrat Hashem b'Chesed u'Berachamim, and that Mashiach and that the Beit HaMikdash, Bezrat Hashem, should be rebuilt. Let me open it up.
Amen. And then Jordana has to stay in Israel. All right, my computer's being slow. You can't do that here. I'm on Zoom. Okay. Okay, why don't you stick some? Okay, so you're gonna open up number 20 first. Karen, are you putting up 20 on the share screen? Tehillim number 20.
I didn't even realize I was muted.
I was also muted.
I thought I wasn't muted. Sorry.
Maybe you muted everybody.
No, I think I muted myself before I muted everyone. Okay, so we'll start again with the intention. Okay, I put it up on the screen. You see it in front of you. I'll put it up again. The first thing we say is that we beseech Hashem to reveal Malchut Shamayim, Malchut David, Mashiach Tzidkenu, and the building of a Bet HaMikdash, B'chesed v'rachamim. Ana Hashem Oshi'enu. בעברית, אנא השם אני מבקשת וחושפת להתגלות מלכות שמיים בעולם, להתגלות מלך המשיח, לבניית בית המקדש, בחסד וברחמים, במהרה בימינו. אנא השם הושיענו, please Hashem, save us. And it's very important that we set the intention right at the beginning, because we want that this evening should be dedicated to the Geula Be'ezrat Hashem and beseeching Hashem for the Geula. Of course, the return of our soldiers safely, the return of our Chatufim, our captives, our loved ones, Be'ezrat Hashem, and the Geula B'chesed B'rachamim. So important that we set the intention. And how do we do that? We have to be mitached. When we're mitached, when we're uniting, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees that. And we know that Beit HaMikdash was destroyed because of Sinat Chinam. It's going to be rebuilt because of Ahavat Chinam. So let's join together now. Ve'ahava harini mekabelet al atzmi et mitzvat haseh. Sheve'ahavta lerecha kamocha. I accept upon myself the positive commandment of loving my fellow Jew, right? Loving everyone like we love ourselves. Ve'arini ohevet kol echad mibnei Yisrael kenafshi u'meodi. I love every Jew like they're my soul, my flesh and blood. We say other things. We're going to go straight to the Tehillim right now. Bezrat Hashem, maybe later we'll add to the Tefillot. Sometimes we do Om Malchut Shamayim right after this. These are Tefillot that I share every day. So we're going to start with Perek Chaf, chapter 20. Go ahead, Shoshana. You're muted.
Okay, you're sharing the screen for 20?
You don't see it? You don't see it? Oh, I took it off. Hold on. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Does anybody want to read it? Or I can actually read this one because I know this one. You guys want to read it with me?
Shoshana, start. Start. We have to start.
All right. Lam natzeach mizmor leDavid, Ya'anecha Adonai biyom sarah, Yisagevcha Hashem alehi Yaakov, Yishlach Ezracha mikodesh u'mitzion yisadeka, Yizkor kol menuchasecha, V'olasecha yidash nesela, Yitain lecha, Chilvavecha v'chol atzecha yemale. Neranena b'shuasecha uv'shem Eloheinu nidgol yimale Adonai kol mishuasecha ata yidati ki hoshia Adonai mishicho yanehu mishmei kacho bigvuros yesha yemino ela v'recha ve'elu vasusim v'nachnu b'shem Adonai Eloheinu nazkir hema karu v'naflu v'nachnu Kamnu v'nitodad Adonai Hoshia.
What are you doing? Hema karu v'nafalo.
Hema karu v'nafalnu v'anachnu kamnu v'nitodad Adonai Hoshia Melech Yanenu v'yom karenu.
Okay, great. Pamela, you here?
Well, I was taking from the pile.
Pamela? Is Pamela with us? Let me just see. She's not here. Okay, I'll do Tzadik Aleph. Yoshev בסתר עליון, בצל שדי התלונן. אומר לאדוני מחסי ומצודתי אלוהי יפתח בו. כי הוא יצילך מפח יכוש, מדבר באופל יהלוך, מכתב ישות צהריים. יפום מצדך 1000. One second. יפום מצדך 1000 ורבבה מימינך אליך לא ייגש. רק בעיניך תביט, ושילומת רשעים תראה. כי אתה אדוני מחסי, עליון, שמת מעונך, לא תאונה אליך רעה, ונגע לא יקרב בו עליך, כי מלאכה ויצווה לך לשמוך בכל דרכיך, על כפיים יישאונך, פן תיגוף באבן רגליך, על שחר ופתן תדרוך תרמוס כפיר ותנין, כי בי חשק ואפלתהו אסגבהו כי ידע שמי, יקראני ועינהו ומון אחי בצרה, חלצהו ואכבדהו אורך ימים, אשביעהו והראהו בישועתי. אורך ימים אשביעהו והראהו בישועתי. The next parak we're going to be doing is Kuf Chaf Aleph. שיר למעלות, אשאנה אל ההרים, מאין יבוא עזרי, עזרי מעם אדוני, עושה שמיים וארץ, אל ייתן למות רגליך, אל ינום שומרך, הנה לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל, אדוני שומרך, אדוני צילך, על יד ימינך, יומם השמש לא יככה וירח בלילה, אדוני ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך, אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך, מעתה ועד עולם. I want to dedicate tonight's davening and our learning here. We מתחזק together. Leinu nishmato of a dear friend's father who was nifter today. Nishmato began Eden. Yecheskel ben Leah. Ezrat Hashem, the family should see Nechama. Our dear friend Feigi that joins us here. That's the mom, the wife, actually. She is they're sitting Shiva now in Ramat Bet Shemesh. If anybody wants details, you can be in touch with me. It's Feigi Goldstein. And the family should not know any more suffering. Ezrat Hashem, we should hear Besorot Tovot, Yeshuot, Benechamot, for Kol Amecha Yisrael. The next prayer we're going to do is 130. Shoshana, you want to do 130 or you want me to do it?
I can do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Shir Hamalos mima'akim karasicha Adonai. Adonai shima bekoli tiyena aznecha keshuvot lakol tachanunoi im avonot tishmar ya Adonai mi yamod ki imcha haslicha leman tivareh kivisi Adonai kivsa nafshi velid varo ho chalti. Nafshi ladonai, mishomrim laboker, shomrim laboker. Yachil Yisrael al Adonai, ki im Adonai hachesed v'arbe imo fedus, vehu yifde es Yisrael mikol avonosav.
Great. Now we're going to do Parak Kuf 100. Mizmor letoda. הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, עבדו את אדוני בשמחה, בואו לפניו ברננה, דעו כי אדוני הוא אלוהים, הוא עשנו ולא אנחנו עמו וצאן מרעיתו, בואו שעריו בתודה, חצרותיו בתהילה, הודו לו ברכו שמו כי טוב אדוני לעולם חסדו. Vador, vador, emunato. We always connect this tefillah to the tefillah of the Geula. We're just going to say the 4 psukim of the Yanuka. Is Ruti here? Okay, I'm going to say it with you guys out loud. It's Hebrew and English. These are 4 psukim. We look up to the Shemaim. The Yanuka says we say them and they bring us Yeshuot. The Yanuka is a Rav that lives here in Eretz Yisrael, is young and has a lot of Chachma Satar, is a big Talmid Chacham. A lot of Gedolim actually go to him. It's called the Yanuka because at a very young age, that's what Yanuka means, the one that's Yonik. He was zoche to know a lot of the Torah, Baal Peh, a lot of things. Big Talmid Chacham and a Gadol, I would say even. He's very young. So that's why he's called the Yanuka, Shlomo Yehuda Be'eri. So he taught us that these psukim from the Torah bring us Yeshuot. We try to say them every day. And we look up to the Shemaim, which is a form of tefillah, of hoping, of beseeching Kadosh Baruch Hu. Einai tamid el Adonai ki hu yotzi mireshet reglai. My eyes are ever towards Hashem, for He will bring forth my feet out of the net. Yeshuatcha kiviti Adonai. For your salvation, I hope Hashem. Chusha le'ezrati Adonai teshuati. Make haste to help me, Hashem, my salvation. ראה עוני ועמלי ושא לכל חטאותיי. See my affliction, my hard work, and forgive all my sins. And now we'll go to the tefillah legeulah. You have it in Hebrew and in English, whatever you feel comfortable saying. Make it a drop bigger. And let's all yearn, Be'ezrat Hashem, for geula b'chesed u'berachamim gdolim. Please, Hashem, bring it to us very, very soon. Yehi ratzon melfanecha, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu, Av rachaman, shomea tefila, שתהיה תפילתי ותפילתנו רצויה ואהובה מלפניך, ותתקבל ברצון וברחמים במהרה בימינו. רצנה לגאלנו גאולה שלמה, גאולה בחסד וברחמים, מלא רחמים. תקום תרחם ציון, כי עת לחננה, כי בא מועד, למען שכינתך, למען מקדשך, למען ארצך, למען עמך ורוצה את קרבתך, המייחלים לראות בתפארת עוזך. שמחנו אבינו בישועתך וישועתנו, ושלח לנו את אליהו נביא זכור לטוב, עם משיח בן דוד, נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך, במהרה בימינו, ואני בחסדך בטחתי. יגל ליבי בישועתך, שיר אל אדוני, כי גמל עליי. יהיו לרצון, נמרי פי והגיון ליבי, לפניך, אדוני, צורי וגואלי. אמן, כן יהי רצון. We should be zochas geula shlema bekarov. We should see Yeshuot in our lives. We should feel it. Today was a very beautiful event. We had our one of our dear friends. I didn't realize I didn't put my background back on because we had this dance class with Shelly Michal Demby, and Baruch Hashem, she was zochet to be mesameachas, an amazing soul stir class where we danced with tefillot, with kavanah, the sfirot. It was tremendous. We had, I think, over 20 women there. She's going to be doing it again. Remember, Shemesh, maybe Jordana will join us Thursday night on Zevitan, which is Michal Gruen's studio. I think we all were able to release like negative energy, and we felt tremendous achadut in the room. Everybody got to share after the dancing. It was very, very special. Tomorrow, I'm taking her to a hotel to be meeting Nadev. Hopefully, it'll work out to volunteer for displaced families, that are there. And yes, and tomorrow it's a very special day. It's Erev Rosh Chodesh, it's Yom Kippur Katan, where we say special tefillot as tshuva, like a mini Yom Kippur. We say slichot. Tomorrow at Kever Rachel from 11:30 to 1:30, Rabbanit Bazak will be speaking, and Rabbanit Yemima and Rabbanit Eliyahu. If anybody can join us, I'm trying to arrange a minibus tomorrow. If anybody's interested, please reach out to me. I'll put my number in the chat if you don't have it already. Then at the Kotel, if anybody wants to join, for men, women, children, Rav Shmuel Eliyahu will be leading tefillot with other Rabbanim. And they'll have actually live streaming it if you can't come, if you're not here in Israel. So you can watch it. And it's a very special day. Everybody should increase in their tefillot tomorrow, in their tshuva, say Avinu Malkeinu, and slichot. I don't know if I could maybe put the nusach. I'm going to try to get the nusach and I'll forward it in my groups. So that's tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we would like to join in kumzitz and dancing for the geula. Tomorrow night, stay tuned for location. Be in touch with me. I'm not sure if we're going to be Zooming it, so we'll see about that. But it's tomorrow night, and hopefully here on Zoom, maybe we'll join partially on Zoom because Tzara Liba Greenberg is speaking. And then Thursday is Rosh Chodesh musical Hallel at 9 o'clock, and Nina Breutzman here in Ramat Bet Shemesh, and other good stuff coming up because Soul Stir is going to be that night, Thursday night. So without further ado, I want to introduce my dear friend here, Jordana, who is here to inspire us. She has a podcast called Drink It In, right? Drink in the Kedusha, drink in the inspiration, make it a part of your life. And she actually, I don't know if she officially made Aliyah, but she moved here, right? Not yet. Okay, so she moved here. She's still in the States, and she's here now in Eretz HaKodesh. And she's going to talk to us today about the chashivas, the importance of not giving up. We all know how important that is. Al tityaesh, me'Hashem tevakesh. Jordana, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Oh, my
I
pleasure.
forgot to mention she's a very big educator also. She's taught for many years.
It's
Right?
a pleasure. I know I feel bad. People don't like to put on their
Oh, yeah.
screens.
Everyone has to turn on cameras. Yalla, ladies.
I just
We
want to
don't
say
care.
hi.
Makeup, no makeup. We want to
Just-
see you.
Just say hi. Hi. It's nice for me to say hello to people.
Who is the iPhone? Let's introduce ourselves. Where are you from? Put it in the chat. Who is iPhone? We don't know your name. We have Rachel here. Welcome, Rachel. We have Nomi Batia and Pamela's on. Welcome, Tammy, Susan, Chaya Sarah, Chaya Malka, all these Chayas.
A lot of Chayas, right? That's what I was thinking
Chayas.
also.
And
Okay.
Shoshana. Thank you, Shoshana, for doing Tehillim. Appreciate your
Pamela
help.
from California. Very nice, beautiful. It just, sometimes it's helpful when you see a face when you're talking instead of just talking to a screen, just
For
putting it
sure.
out there. I don't want to force you to leave your screen on, but at least now I know a little bit about who I'm speaking to, so it's not just my face. Some years ago, back in Passaic land, and I used to live in Passaic, when my children were quite young, I had asked the shul that we belonged to, I said to them, there's so many extra rooms, why don't we make a junior minyan? I said, I remember growing up in the Young Israel Flatbush, I went to we used to call the junior congregation. It was from 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And I would go Shabbos morning to shul with my dad, and I would go to the junior congregation with all the other 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And then later on, there was something called the teen minyan. And I very much learned how to daven, and I really very much learned how to enjoy the Shabbat tefillot from junior congregation. And I wanted to give that to my children, that love that I gained from being with like-minded, like-aged people. I wanted them to have the same thing. And I approached one of the men of the shul, and I said, we have all these extra classrooms. We were davening in a school at the time. Why don't we take advantage of it? And his response to me was the following. He said, Mrs. Barachav, that is so young Israel-like of you. We're not a young Israel here. We don't do that here in our community. So my response to him was the following. Okay, I'm going to say exactly how I responded. And if there's somebody that doesn't understand what I'm saying, because I don't know everybody's background here that's on the Zoom, please let me know and I will explain further. So I said to this man, I said, do you say matovu in the morning? And he said, yes, of course I say matovu in the morning. I said, well, that's so Bilam of you to do that. Why would you want to do that? Okay, so if you didn't understand that, you could do. I see from the reaction. So your camera's on, so I see the reaction. Does anyone wants to just say if you need clarification, even if you don't have your camera on, you could put a hands up or something, and I could clarify for you what I was referring to. But the deeper message is that there's something to learn and something within everything in the world that could be mechazik us, that could strengthen us, that could give us hope. I remember one time listening to Rabbi Krohn, Pesach Krohn, and he said something so powerful. He said, even a broken watch is correct twice a day. So when you think that something is broken, it does have a purpose to it. Now, why do I mention it now? Because this week's Torah portion, Parshat Ve'era, talks about a character nonstop about a specific character. And sometimes we don't pay attention to him because of who he is. But there's so much that we can learn from him. And who am I talking about? That's Paro. He's a main character in the whole storyline. And a lot of times we overlook his growth and the things that he says because it's Paro. But if HaKadosh Baruch Hu is writing it in the Torah, if he's putting it there, it's there for a reason for us to grow from. Sidetrack for a second, if you don't mind. If anyone here on the Zoom follows me, or anybody that else that is watching this after the fact and follows me, one of the things that you'll know that I am well known for, I know Karen was mentioning my podcast, but it's also a weekly video that I put out that's where the whole concept of Drink It In first started. It was 5 years ago where I was asked to make a video for participants of the momentum trip that I had taken and to give them, after the trip, this weekly inspiration. And I found myself 5 years ago making these videos and constantly saying, drink in the message, just have that message assimilate within you. And my oldest daughter at the time, who's now going to be turning 30, I can't believe it, she had said, Ima, you're already making these videos. Come on, let's put it on social media. And I didn't even know what a social media thing was. So she says, I'm going to help you. We're going to open up Facebook together. We're going to open up Instagram. She started helping me and I started making these. And obviously they started becoming better and more professional. And I got a logo and captions and this and that and try to really spice it up a little bit. And every week I would come up with a thought that resonated with me. And then I shared it, hoping that it would resonate with others. And that's what began. After 3 years of doing it, I wanted to challenge myself. I love to learn. And so last year, I focused on something called What's the Connection? What's the connection between the Haftorah and the actual Torah portion? And I would try to come up with an underlining theme that then would apply to our lives. So for 3 years, I did Dvar Torahs. 4th year, I did What's the Connection? And then I finally finished a whole year's worth of comparing the Haftorah to the Torah portion. Said it's time to challenge myself again. So if anyone's following, I had just recently finished, obviously, Sefer Breshit, and it's now called Lasting Impressions. I find that quite often when people give Divrei Torah, they start off with the first pasuk and they stop. They start with the first aliyah and they stop. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to flip it because that's just my personality. I said, you know what? I'm going to focus on the last pasuk of the Torah portion. And let's see if we could get something from the last pasuk. And I said, you know what? I didn't want to pigeonhole myself. I said, if not the last pasuk, then perhaps the last aliyah. Sometimes, more often or not, I'd say 90% of the time, if not 95% of the time, it is the last pasuk that I find something. But when I was preparing for this Zoom, I said, let's talk about Paro and let's see what do we see about Paro in the last aliyah. What's the lasting impression in this week's Torah portion that Paro puts within all of us? And there's a powerful pasuk. So Perek Tet, pasuk Chav Zayin. I'll read it in Hebrew, then I'll read it in English. Vayishlach Paro, vayikra leMoshe v'la'Aaron, vayomer alehem chatati hapa'am Adonai hatzadik va'ani va'ami harishaim. Whereupon Paro sent for Moshe and Aaron and said to them, I stand guilty this time. God, Hashem, is in the right, and I and my people are in the wrong. So this is jam-packed with a lot here. Okay, you got a big guy named Paro, the leader of Mitzrayim, being bombarded. And finally, when it comes to the 7th Mach over here, when it comes to Barat, he comes to this realization and he says, okay, I made a mistake. And not only did I make a mistake, what type of mistake did I make? I'm not this God that I thought I was. But who's God? I should call it Acharon, Chaviv, I'm assuming. Okay, I am not this God that I thought I was, but rather your God seems to be the God. That's awesome. Now, the other thing that he does is that he not only throws himself under the bus, but he throws his people. He says, Ani ve'ami harishaim. It's I and my people that are no good. And that's really honestly the part that I want to focus on. The fact that he combines himself with his people, that's where the power's at. Let me explain. When we talk about us during the Amim Noraim, and we ask for forgiveness for our sins, if you look very carefully at the Lashon, it's not only my sins I ask for forgiveness, but it's the sins of my fathers. And questions get asked. Why am I asking not for my sins as well as my father's sins? What sense of responsibility do I have? Am I not just responsible for my father's sins? So I'm going to digress for a second, and I'm going to come back to these questions of my sin and my father's sins. And I'm also going to tie it into Ani v'ami harisha'im. Okay? So what do I mean that we should never give up? Here I am. It is now almost Rosh Chodesh. Thursday's going to be Rosh Chodesh. So about a week and a half ago, I turned 50. 50 years old. Wow. If you would have asked me about 5 years ago, when I was 45, if you would have asked me an interesting question, which I do like to ask people, and this is a great exercise to do for yourself. When you close your eyes and you envision yourself, and you think about how old you are, I used to say 18. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I take the milestone. I used to say 18. I used to always think that I'm 18, to the point where, I would have shul dinners to go to. I would have shul dinners, and I'd be like, I can't go to these school dinners, the shul dinners. That's for adults. I'm only 18. How could I go? Forget the fact that I had 6 kids. Forget the fact that I'm already now a grandmother of 6 as well. Nothing was dawning on me that I was an adult. I thought I was 18. So why was I living in the head of an 18-year-old? Today, if you ask me, I see 50 because I have a healthier mind. The idea that I was looking at myself at age 18 is because I was stuck in the joys of life that I lived at age 18. As soon as I got married, my life was not pleasant. Marriage number 1, not good. Marriage number 2, not good. So I was stuck in an 18-year-old mind, living vicariously that year that I loved it so much, my year in Israel after high school, where I felt carefree, where I felt no attachments, where I felt I could be my own person, where I felt independent. I felt I was thriving and learning and attaching myself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And after that year, my life seemed to have just took a standstill at 18. And life went on and on and on and on. And then when I got divorced for the second time, it's almost 4 years ago, I started working on myself. I started looking at myself, and I started healing myself. I was about to say the word fixing, because fixing is not the correct word. It's rather healing. And in order to heal, we have to go back and look at our surroundings. We have to go back and look at where we came from. I once read a tremendous thought that children are soul correctors. So just as much as my own children are my soul correctors, I am a soul corrector for my parents. And I began to have conversations with my parents. And the things that I found difficult from my childhood, I then realized I carried into parenting. And things that I now work on and I try to improve upon with my own children, even though I sometimes think it's a little late, but they are so nice to me and they say, Ima, it's never too late. And even know how many times I might say something and they go, Ima, you sound so robotic. And I say, okay, I'm working on it. I'm trying to say the words that are correct and that I should be saying that hopefully will help you become the best version of yourselves. And now it might sound robotic. I'm sorry, but I'm doing the best that I can. but I'm working in the process of working and healing the relationships that I've had and learning to speak in a certain way with those in the past and those in my present. Hopefully, it will help me have a much stronger and healthier future. So, why is it important when we say, Hashem, forgive me for my sins and for the sins of our fathers? Is because we're attached to our parents. We are attached to the childhood that we had. We are attached to our surroundings. We are attached to our community. We are attached to our family. We are attached to our friends. And those connections that we have influence us to who we are and make us who we are today. And so if we think we're going to heal, and if we think we're just going to say, Chatati, I've sinned, and we leave out our parents' relationships. If Paro would have just said, Ani Harasha, and detaches himself from his people, you're not getting the full picture of who you are. It's when I clearly see myself attached to my community, attached to my family, attached to my friends, attached to my family and my upbringing, that's when you could clearly see where you need to strengthen and heal. When this year started, when I mean the year, not January 1st, I mean Rosh Hashanah, I decided to take on a mantra. I'm very strong in mantras and finding psukim, whether it's tefillah, through the Torah, and I attach myself and I make it the theme of the year for myself. I learned to do that from a great woman, Hani Jervel. I once I was listening to a class of hers, and she was talking about how when we daven, certain words might pop out at us, and we don't even realize it. And so for many years, since I heard her class, when I daven, I'm trying to see, where do I seem to have kavana? What's popping out at me? And I would stick to that. And that would be my theme for the year, a lesson that I'd want to learn. I've been doing this now for 6 years, I think. It's very powerful. If you don't do it, try. You're going to see it's an unbelievable exercise. This year, what pops out of me is a pasuk from the Torah. Lech lecha ma'artzecha mimoladecha mibeit avicha el eretz shareka. And what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Abraham was not just for Abraham. It's for all of us, and I take it personally. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I want you to leave, Lech lecha ma'artzecha, I want you to leave your land. Hashem is saying, I want you to leave your land, the things that attach you to your land. And here I am traveling back and forth. What I thought was my land for so many years, America, I am now trying not to be attached to that. And I'm traveling and being a part of Eretz Yisrael as much as I can. Mimoladetcha, from your birthplace, from the way that you were raised, your ways of thinking. Mibeit avicha, from the ways your parents have raised you. From the community. Lechacha, ma'artzacha, miladcha, mibeit avicha. Your land and those in your community. Your upbringing. From what you thought were your norms, what you thought you were raised with. Ela eretz asher eka. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, attach yourself to me. When you could separate yourself from those items, hopefully you will truly find me, and I can be mechazik you, and I will carry you to where you need to go. And sometimes, in order to be mechazik, we have to have our eyes open to areas we might not have normally opened up to. We could be mechazik from a bilam, or else HaKadosh Baruch Hu went to put it in the Torah. We could be mechazik from a paro who transforms himself in this week's Torah portion. He breaks himself down in this week's Torah portion. It's interesting, if you look very carefully, at who begins the process. You see the awakening of the Egyptian people before the awakening of the Jewish people. It's there to teach us a lesson. It starts off with the Khartoumim, the magicians of Paro by the third Makkah. Etzbel Kimi, it's the finger of God. They say that. Do you ever hear Bnei Israel saying anything throughout the Torah portion? When do they have their wake-up call? Does anyone recall where they have their wake-up call? You want to put it in the chat? Who knows when Bnei Israel have their wake-up call? Who knows when they have their wake-up call? I'm trying to see. Anyone, I have my chat now open up beside me. Anyone want to try to guess when Bnei Israel have their wake-up call? It's a very momentous occasion. It's huge. No?
When it was time to leave at midnight?
Not even then, believe it or not. It's after
When
they left.
Knockdown went in to his nose in the water?
Az Yashir. Az Yashir. Correct. Az Yashir. That's when they wake up. And they sing all these songs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And they're like, whoa. By Kriya Yamsuf. That's when they start praising HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All throughout the other parsha beforehand, the Mitzvah were doing it the whole time. Before Barad, everyone brings in their animals into their homes, their barns, wherever, like, oh no, Yirei Elokim, okay. Paro, Chatati Apam, Hashem HaTzadik. Such powerful lessons we could be learning from Paro. How to strengthen ourselves, to see the writing on the wall, not to wait until after the fact. And I think that's what's so beautiful of what's going on in today with everything that's going on with the war. How many beautiful, beautiful, beautiful groups there are like this. How many occasions there are for us to get together and to say Tehillim. How many beautiful times there are for us to learn all the different things that Karen was saying already that exist. Already all the events that you've probably done and the chesed that you've been able to participate in. All the Tehillim that's being said. All the chesed and tzedakah. And all the recognition and the begging and the pleading from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let's not lose hope. Let's not lose the hope. Let's cling as much as we can to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let's look at this last Aliyah and realize that we not only need to look within, but learn to look amongst our community, look amongst our family, amongst our parents, within our country. And the healing is complete when we heal all those connections. When I begin to heal the connection I have with my community, my friends, when I learn to heal the connections I have with my parents or my children or my grandchildren, when I learn to heal those connections that I try to improve upon with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I then do the complete soul searching and I then feel mechazik. And then hopefully when you close your eyes and you try to see and you imagine how old you are, and if you see your true age, I now see 50, and I'm a proud 50-year-old of every single day because I enjoy the life I live today, because that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from me. He wants me to enjoy my life and not get stuck at age 18. But he wants me to see the amazing life that he has given me. Yes, common theme is the relationship within our real self. And see the real self. Because seeing who you are and being attuned to who you are, that's when you could truly have the relationship that you want to have with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. With the age that you are.
Karen, mute.
with the age that you are, and you'll truly enjoy every moment. And that's what's going to bring a positive. That's what's going to empower you. Someone needs to mute, but that's okay because I'm pretty much done. And
I think that was awesome. And you still look 18.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And so for those of you that are in Israel, I am in Yerushalayim during the week. I am in Ramat Beit Shemesh on Shabbos typically. I happen to be speaking also this Shabbat live in person in Ramat Beit Shemesh. So if you are around Ramat Beit Shemesh Aleph, please look out for it and come and listen. It's on Nachal Rifaim somewhere. And I thank you for coming in and supporting Karen and all that she does. I don't know if you're here nightly, weekly, whatever you're doing. It's awesome. Always
Every night.
Feel free to reach out anytime. I'm always loving to connect. As Shoshana will tell you, I'm always there and available.
Jordana met me in person. Jordana
yes, when you came to Muncie
to meet me and gave me a big hug. She didn't even know me. Now you know me.
So now you can come to me in Ramat Beit Shemesh and give me a big hug.
I will. We do this. I like giving hugs.
Yes.
Jordana, where in Nachal? What family? Do you know the name of the family?
In Nachal Rifaim, I'll tell you right now. Just 1 second. I could look it up for you.
My sister lives in Ramat Beit Shemesh Aleph.
Here I am.
Let's see you, Miriam.
Yes, it's at the Rendell home.
23.
Yes, 23/3 at 340.
340. Okay.
At 340 in Nachal Rifaim, 23/3 at the Rendell home in the basement.
Okay, we need to put that in the chat. Hang on. Are you making a flyer?
I think for Ramat Beit Shemesh, there's a chat
23/3.
Yeah, usually they say what Shabbos classes
we have a group that we can put it on. I have lots of places to post it. All right, Jordana.
Okay, first of all, it's posted every single week.
340.
Hi, everyone. It's in the Rendell home. It's every week. Sharon Lerner arranges here every single week. So she probably arranged this. It's every week at the Rendell home on Nachal Rifaim. So thank you so much, first of all, Jordana, for today. It was really, really amazing. Very special. Really very special. Very mechazik. And it's so nice of you to join us. Happy to have you back here in Eretz HaKodesh. And really, it was very, very, very nice. And I hope we can have you again. B'ezrat Hashem.
I hope this is your pilot trip. You're coming to make Aliyah, right? We'll find you a shidduch.
You remarried.
I'm married.
She's married. Baruch Hashem. Yeah.
Oh, Mazel Tov. What was this? Did I miss this?
Yeah, July.
Baruch Hashem. Does anybody want to have any questions for Jordana about what she spoke about or a comment about what she said?
I want to know if Jordana's meeting up with us tomorrow in Yerushalayim. We're going to the Kotel.
I wish I could. I technically work from 4 to midnight.
Wow. What do you do?
So I took a break.
You're on vacation. You're on vacation.
I'm not on vacation. I took a break from work. I work for Olami, and so I work from 4 p.m. to midnight. I work American hours.
Wow. Heavy duty.
I have flexible hours. You're on vacation. Come to the Kotel with us.
Okay, Shoshana, we're going to give somebody else a chance. Somebody wants to ask a question. Anybody have a question or a comment that they'd like to share? Miriam, you're unmuted. Did you have a question? Or a comment? Okay, so we're good. So we're going to play a song to end. Thank you, Jordana. And thank you for taking time off from work. I'm sure you prefer this than working, but I really appreciate that you're
Jordana,
being
do we
here.
have your contact number for whilst you're here?
I could put it in. It's American, but you could WhatsApp me.
Thank you. And also your email, maybe if people want to
Yes,
email
I'll
you.
put my email.
Amazing. Okay, great. Thank you so much for being here. And I actually was thinking of a song that related to something, but my computer is frozen. Let's see if I can go off the Zoom and come back on. Computer's completely frozen. Okay. Shoshana, you know how to share screen? Yeah, my computer's not working right now, so I won't be able to share. Shoshana, if I send you a link, could you share screen? Because I made you co-host. Shoshana, you're
Yeah.
muted.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you
I'm just
all
gonna
for
say
being
goodbye.
here.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
Jordana. Thanks for being here.
Bye, Jordana.
Thank you, Jordana.
Okay, I'm going to share with you, Shoshana. Give me 1 second. This is actually an old song by Mordechai Ben David, I think it is, that I was thinking about. Oh, it doesn't have a video. But I think you'll like the song. Second. If anybody's interested, okay. If anybody's interested in coming tomorrow to Kever Achal from Ramat B'Shemesh, please be in touch with me. Okay, I see now that I'm able to, but then I'll send it to you to share. Okay, so 1 second.
We don't hear you.
Okay, so before you share screen, you have to press the little box on the left, Shoshana. It says to add volume, there's going to be sound, to add sound. Did you do that? No, go off the page. You have to open up first. Oh, you're on the YouTube. Okay, we don't hear sound, so go back. Stop sharing. No, it's not going to be from here. Stop sharing. Okay, go to start sharing again. Share
Maybe
screen
because I was
before.
muted.
No, it's not. Share screen. Before you share, go to the page that you want to share. At the bottom left, it says share sound.
Okay.
And then share the thing that you want to share. Have a good night, ladies. Thank you for being here. Al tityaesh. Don't give up hope. That's from Mordechai Ben David. Just press the box on the right. Press the box all the way on the right to make the screen bigger. And there's no video anyway, it doesn't really matter. Thank you. Thank you, Shoshana, for helping out.
Hashem ki umlaloni השם כי נבהלו עצומוי ונפשי נבהלו מאוד